Right, hello. I'm now going to be doing a tutorial on the mock exam assessment 1 task 1, and it's about the inventory valuation. And in this task they want you to do AVCO and FIFO issues. So if we look at the question, Crest Paints Limited had the following containers of red pigment in inventory. It then gives you the dates of when each batch was ordered, the quantity per that was in each batch, the cost per container for it, and then the total costs. And then it asks you to drag and drop the answers from these boxes here into, for the AVCO issues, the FIFO issues, the AVCO balance and the FIFO balance. But what we're going to do is we're going to type them in, because I've just quickly made this in Excel. So without further ado, we will now have a look at how we're going to work out the AVCO issue. So now we are looking at how we do the AVCO calculation. The first thing I like to do is work out the total quantity available, which would be the 280 plus by 320 plus by 360. So if we do that, 320 plus by 160, we get a total quantity of 760. The next part I would do is total cost of all of them. So I add up the 4480, the 5280 and the 2704. (280) plus 2704. Then I divide the total costs by the total quantity to find the average cost per container. We end up with 16.4 for the container. We then need to look at the question to find out how many units we are going to be issuing. And it says here, drag and drop the correct costs into the cost column of the table below to record issuing 350 of these containers on December the 11th to record the inventory balance after this. So the amount to be issued is 350. We then need to times the amount of units to be issued by the average cost per container, times by 350, and we get 5740. And now to find out the balance remaining, we need to total up, get the total cost, which we've worked out here, of 12464, and minus away the 5740. So it's the total cost minus the cost of the issue, and we end up with 6724. We can now go back to the original question and put this in. I would be doing this on my scrap paper. All of this would be done on scrap paper, okay? And that's what I do in the exams. Now, if we look at our answers that we just put together, you will see that the cost of issue 5740 can be matched up here, and our balance remaining of 6724 can be matched up here. And we was working out AVCO, so the AVCO issue is 5740, just like it is here, 5740, and the AVCO balance is 6724. Now we will have a look at the FIFO issue. So now we're looking at the FIFO issue. The first thing we need to know is how much is in the issue, and it obviously, as we know, it was 350. So there's 350 quantity needed. With FIFO, it's first in, first out, so we need to look for the earliest date that come in, and that would be November the 28th. And there was 280 in that batch, so we're using already 280 from the 350 needed, and that would mean that there is 70 left if you minus away 280 from 350. Okay, so now we only need 70, and the next batch available after that is December the 4th, which is 320. So we can use up 70 of that. But what we need to look at now is, from the first batch there was £16 cost per container, and for the second batch there is £16.50. okay, now all we need to do is times these together. So we do 280 times by 16, and we do 16.5 times by the 70, and then we can add them together to create we can add them together to get the total cost of issue. And earlier on we found the total cost for everything was 12,464 when we was doing the Avco. So to find the balance, closing balance, all we have to do is get the total cost and minus away the cost of the issue, and we end up with 6829. So now if we compare that with the answers that they give us that we could drag and drop, we should be able to find the cost of issue and the closing balance. Let's have a look. As you can see here, if we get our total cost of issue, which is 5635, we can find it here. So that matches up. So that means the FIFO issue was calculated correctly, 5635, and the FIFO balance. So we've got closing balance of 6829. As you can see, it matches up with the 6829 down the bottom here. And you would have dragged and dropped them in the exam, but that is how you work out task 1 in assessment 1 from the AAT mocks.